In last class, we have discussed about animals who give birth to young ones. And these are the animals which will give birth to young ones. Today, we can learn that these type of animals are called viviparous. That means viviparous animals are giving birth to young ones. And the next one is oviparous animals. We have learned some example for egg laying animals. So oviparous animals means egg laying animals, and these are the examples. Oviparous, O looks like a egg. So we can remember like that. Oviparous, the animals which develop from an egg. Let's learn about the life cycle of frog or metamorphosis. The female frog lays eggs in the water. These eggs will float on the water bodies. After a few days, a baby frog known as tadpole hatches out of the egg that looks like a fish than a frog. Look at this tadpole. They have a tail. Gradually, it develops a tiny legs on its body. These legs became longer and stronger with time. After the few weeks, its tail disappeared. And slowly it looks more like an adult frog instead of fish. These adult frogs came back to the water to lay eggs. This picture shows the life cycle of frog or metamorphosis in frog. In the first picture you see there are many eggs. Adult female frog lays hundreds of eggs in water. Most of the eggs gets destroyed. Only few eggs will be escaped. The first stage here is egg. Then egg hatches to form tadpole. What do you call a baby frog? No doubt it is tadpole. The third stage you can look here, tadpole with legs. Slowly tadpole will develop legs. Next in the fourth stage you can see young frog but it has a tail. The last stage is adult frog. There the tail has disappeared. So adult frog again will lay eggs in the water. So this life cycle will continue. You need to draw this in your notebook. Do you know frog is called an amphibian? What do you mean by amphibian? Amphibian means the animals which can live in the water and on the land. You may see the frogs in water and on the land also. So frogs are called amphibian. These are amphibians, which means these animals can live in the water and on the land. Frog, salamander, toad and newt. Can we discuss about the life cycle of butterfly? Life cycle of a butterfly or metamorphosis. There are 4 stages in butterfly. Butterfly lays tiny eggs in the leaves. These eggs hatches into small caterpillar or larva. This caterpillar will eat more leaves. Then it will go to the next resting stage, chrysalis or cocoon. Now the adult butterfly will come out from this stage. This is the life cycle of butterfly. Butterfly is oviparous animal. It starts its life cycle from egg. So egg hatches into larva. Another name for larva is caterpillar. Then after that the third stage is pupa. Then the last stage is adult butterfly. The adult butterfly will lay eggs in the leaves. This life cycle will continue. Can we discuss the textbook activity? Here the question is, can you help the eagle? You may write. There are 2 lines given for writing the answer. And in last class we have discussed about a story in the forest. In that story, the eagle saw the bat sleeping upside down on a tree. And eagle was thinking about in the bat belongs to which group. We have discussed that all the animals in the forest divided themselves into 2 groups. The first group, the animals who give birth to young ones. And in the second group, the animals who lay eggs. So you need to identify whether this bat belongs to first group or in the second group. In the next paragraph, the answer is given. You identify and write it. And next point here is oviparous and viviparous animals. What do you mean by oviparous? Oviparous, the first letter is O. We can compare it with an egg. So oviparous, the egg laying animals. Remember like that. Oviparous, egg laying animals. And viviparous, the animals which will give birth to young ones. The next point is about snake. You need to identify whether this snake belongs to first group or in the second group. Which group you will include the snake? Here the snakes, most of the snakes are egg laying and some snakes are there which will give birth to young ones also. Okay, you can write in both the groups. Next point is some snakes are egg laying. Can you give example? There you can write the name of the snake which will lay eggs. Below that there are another information given. 2 snakes are giving birth to the child, python and viper. So these are the 2 snakes which will give birth to young ones. The next information about the frog. Have you seen the small ones of frog? If you have seen, you can write yes. If you didn't see, means you can write no. Is it like a mother frog? Is the small frog, baby frog looks like a mother frog? You write your answer there. How many stages are there in the life cycle of frog? There are 4 stages. The name you need to mention here, it will be there in the video, the first video. Okay, find the name of each stages and write it here. The next question, Can you find more examples for it? That means amphibian. That is also, it is there in the beginning of the video. Find the examples of amphibians. The next is about butterflies. Have you seen child butterflies coming out from eggs? If you have seen, you can write yes. If you didn't see means you can write no. And there why it is written, you can write the stages of butterfly. Okay, write the stages of butterfly. The life cycle of butterfly has 4 stages: egg, caterpillar or larva, pupa or chrysalis, and the adult butterfly. So here the last question in this page is, they feed on tender leaves. Who will feed here? Caterpillar. The second stage of the butterfly will feed leaves, tender leaves, the small leaves. They feed on tender leaves. After few days, they develop a cover on the body. What is this stage called? The third stage of the butterfly you need to write here.